Hey FLOSSTUBE, it's Leigh from Creatively on Sunday the 3rd of March 2025 with FLOSSTUBE number 261. Welcome back to my weekly channel about counted cross stitch. Might not be weekly next week, I'm not sure. I'm heading away Thursday after work, heading to Christchurch for basically a few days away. My youngest stepbrother's wedding on Saturday. My sister and brother-in-law are flying in from Brisbane Thursday midnight-ish, so essentially Friday morning. All sorts of things sort of planned Friday, Saturday morning and Sunday morning, wedding Saturday afternoon. So I don't know that I'm going to get a FLOSSTUBE up. I'll either film something short and snappy on Wednesday evening or maybe Monday, depending on what we're doing. My sister and brother-in-law are flying on Sunday. They're flying back with me to Wellington from Christchurch, and then we will have a couple of days here. Then they fly back to Brisbane Wednesday afternoon. So going to be kind of just doing family stuff, so we'll see. Just heads up, if there is a video next week, it's because I managed to squeeze one in, but there very well may not be one. Last week was a pretty decent week, I guess, at work. Only mildly frustrating. No, I managed to work a mostly decent, normal, healthy amount. Which was great. It rained quite a lot, which meant that my lawns have grown and I really need to get out there and mow them this afternoon. Hopefully they're dry enough. They weren't yesterday. And then I will, but yeah, I got a lot of stitching done, so I will show you some of that shortly. Don't think there's anything else really to catch you up on. Other than, yeah, I caught up with my scrappy friends yesterday, which was really lovely. Hadn't really seen them for quite a while. So we had lunch in town in Wellington, and then I ran some errands on the way home. Otherwise, yeah, pretty exciting life I lead. We'll get into the stitching stuff. Before I show you what I've stitched on, I had to have a little bit of haul. I wanted to get that put away yesterday, so I pre-recorded just a little bit of walkthrough of my haul. So I'm going to insert that now. So FLOSSTUBE, as per the preamble, I'm actually filming this bit on Saturday. I've just been out and visiting, having coffee, brunch with my scrappy buddies, who I haven't seen for ages, and come home to spend quite a bit of time in the craft room / office / sorting it out. And I've got a bit of haul that I just want to put away. I don't want to leave it out. It'll be too much of an excuse for me not to keep tidying because, any reason. So I thought I'd just come on, film this little bit that I can put stuff away and just show you some stuff that's come in. Basically, I've got my wee market haul. There is still a piece of, at least I think just one piece of fabric that I've ordered that Helen doesn't have yet, but I did a wee order through Helen at that Crafty Kiwi. Comes beautifully packaged. I think it arrived, for some reason the parcel shipping takes ages to get to Upper Hutt, so people all around are receiving their parcels. And I'm like, my tracking saying it's been picked up. And then finally, I think in the morning, Friday morning, I checked and it said it's out for delivery. And yeah, I got to sign for it about, I don't even remember when. And now I'm thinking, actually, did it arrive on Friday or did it arrive on Thursday? It doesn't matter, but here's the beautiful packaging. Almost too nice to open, but I was in the middle of a call, so I kind of grabbed it. Like the courier knocked on the door, left it. I grabbed it, threw it on the table, and didn't get to even open it for a couple of hours because I was so busy with work. But anyway, blah, blah, blah. So a few lovely little charts. So first one that I got is one of the Blackbird books, so the Sweet Birds Sing. it's very pretty, but what sold it, what does it say? 3 projects based on an antique Welsh sampler. So in case you haven't seen it, you probably have. This is the original sampler, which is adorable. I would love to search that, but that's not one of the projects. It's beautiful. And here is what sold me on it. It's this, it's been finished as a huswif, and it's so beautiful, and I want to make it nice and dingy like that. That's just absolutely just adorable. I love it so much. That's what sold me on it. So yeah, that is definitely on the list to do at some stage. It's got lovely finishing instructions, show the insides of it, which is very cool. So I would actually potentially finish it as charted. What's the fabric it calls for? 36 count Heartland, so 36 count. I have used 36 count Heartland for, I think I used that Picture This Plus for the brick house sampler. I'm pretty sure that was 36 count Heartland, but anyway, I would use 36 count just to keep the proportions correct, but probably not Heartland. Anyway, beautiful, love it. Then a couple of other little things, just a small pillow, kind of cute. I'd probably want to amp it up and make it a little less pink. And it's called In the Open Field. And then this is really similar. How is this different? It's not. I'm confused. Interesting. That's the, I think that's from the antique, and then that's the new chart. Oh, I like those colours. I would want to change them. And then the other one is Dear Friend, which is kind of the same, but I don't really get how it's different. It says this one's so similar. I thought about not adding it, but there are small changes. Yeah, it's kind of almost exactly the same, Dear Friend, but anyway, whatever. She says she wondered whether she should add it or not, but whatever. I bought it for that, the housewife, because it's amazing. So yeah, that one there. That is definitely why I bought it. But also, if this was ever charted, I love this. I love how bold and exciting it is. So you could probably see me amping up the colours a little bit on the on this one. Again, less pink, more red, but love it. So that was that one, Sleep of Coffee. And then I got this one. I love alphabets, and it's awesome. Hannah Wilson, an Ackworth Quaker sampler from Needlework Press. I love how this is in matte paper as well. You can't tell, but I love the texture of this, so very cool. Quite a spiel about, it says we chose not to iron Hannah's sampler because it retains its original paper sewn to the back. All right, okay. There's the original and the model. Very interesting. So what does it say that it's from? She was student number 974 and admitted in the school year 1787 to 1788. So yeah, model is stitched on 46 count. But yeah, love it. Just nice and clean, and I just love all the little, I love alphabets. So if you don't like alphabets, you don't want to stitch that one. A Plum Street, I just loved, again, I love the really full ones, and I love tomatoes. So I got tomato sampler. Just, thank goodness I don't own that house, because it won't have an elevator, and I don't want to be lugging the vacuum cleaner up and down those stairs. We do not love vacuuming on a good day, let alone doing stairs. but yeah, I love the tomato vine all the way through there. It's awesome. So it reminds me I need to go, my friend Hayley across the road has some tomatoes for me to go pick up, so I need to go do that. And then the last one, I just love these ink circles ones, Forest for the Trees. And again, lovely and full. It is chartered for Cottage Garden threads. It's probably one where I might actually buy the Cottage Garden threads, similar to Forests of, which one did I buy last time? Forests of Zag. And then there's also, is it Garden of Zig? Somebody said they might give me that chart or forward that chart to me. I can't remember who that was. If you still watch, I still love it if and when you get around to that. Those are the 4 charts that I bought. Just quite a variety, right? Really, you know, vintage, and then 2 modern, very full. Also, it arrived today in the mail. I'll show you again because it's all stash related, and then I don't have to worry about it tomorrow with my video. Is my Silks for You Silk of the Month, February 2025. Very pastel. So, there's some bold. They are pretty pastels actually. So I'll keep them. I thought my first thought was, do I give them away? But they're individually quite pretty. Just it looks like a box of sweets. So they're very, quite pretty colours and stuff. This one looks grey, but it's a slight lavender. So yeah, if I did Easter, that would be great for Easter, but I don't do Easter. But anyway, I enjoy getting those. Anyway, so that's all the stuff that's come in. I will now hand you back to your regularly scheduled program, where I will show you in the future what I stitched on this week. And you're back. So I'm very happy with my little bit of haul, and I just wanted to be able to not procrastinate yesterday and get some stuff put away and tidied away. So anyway. I did put a green t-shirt on today because I was wearing green and because I was wearing green yesterday. I thought, well, I better put a green t-shirt on so I coordinate. Like, I really, really care. But anyway. Okay, stitching. So I did get quite a bit of stitching done this week because I worked from home all week, and that meant, you know, basically when I work from home, it's an extra 3 hours a day. When I'm working from home and not doing 15-hour days, it means I get an extra 3 hours a day, potentially, for things like stitching. So, you know, I got a little bit done at a couple of lunch times, a little bit done a couple of mornings. So first of all, my focus for the week was to get my leap year sale pieces stitched. So I printed off a fresh, because we're into the second year, I printed off a fresh piece of card. I went through and checked all the boxes off for the first year, and then, yeah, had a nice fresh card. So as you can see, I did get both of my pieces done. So my March goals are checked off. I'm slightly over on both of them. So I got in on Procession of Princesses. I got about just shy of 100 stitches over target because I just wanted to finish a little bit off. So I did 1,793 stitches. So now I'm sitting on 22,230. So I'm 130 ahead of my overall goal. And Women in Profile, I stitched 2,548 stitches, which is a little bit less than my monthly goal, but I was over at the end of February. So I'm still 3 stitches over my, I've been on track. So I'm on 33,179. So off to a good start. So reminder, Procession of Princesses is from Vivsters, and this is such a joy to stitch. It's so bright and just blocky and it's just really easy stitching. So I'm stitching mine on 20 count Ivory Aida from Zweigart using the charted DMC, including the occasional little bit of sparkle from Devil's Thread, aka DMC Metallic. I'm going to put stuff. I've still got a monitor on my table that I lent to my friend, my friend was here working, and I haven't quite finished my office. I need to get this monitor into the other desk, but I haven't quite got there. Anyway, here is my stitching. So here's where we're at to date. And what did I work on? I worked in, I did this teal bush. I love the word bush. And I filled in these 3 little grey steps, I guess they are. And because I didn't want to leave that one half filled in, that's why I went quite a bit over my, or 90 something stitches over my target. But yeah, really happy with getting that in. It was kind of fun. Well, because quite a lot of this is patterned, that's solid green, but in here, like, oh, just some solid grey, so peaceful. But anyway, got that bit done. Didn't do any more black outline this time, so because I had these nice little chunks to do, I thought I'd fill that in. So that was nice easy stitching for Procession of Princesses. Then I picked up Women in Profile, and there she is there, a segment of a larger artwork from Vittorio Sechin, and both pieces are from artwork by Vittorio Sechin. And this is on 20 count Nougat Aida from Zweigart using the charted DMC. And of course I spent all of last year, kind of symbolic really, all of last year pretty much in the dark, and I'm now moving into some lighter, brighter areas, which is quite fun. I did get, oh, it's gonna fall off. I just went cloudy and dark. I did get some fill-in. That's where we're at. So I did a bunch of what do you call it, confetti, but then picked some colors that I could do, you know, a good 500-600 stitches in. So I've just, again, you know, bits of fill in as I kind of keep working my way this way, but quite a bit up here, fill in like some of the dark green and some of the lighter blue up here. A lot of that already had one color in, there are 2 more colors in here, and a bit more into that kind of rusty brown. So it was so fun to do these brighter, you know, kind of brighter blues and teal and aquas and stuff. Again, you know, spent so much time in quite dark colors. There's a lot of 9339 in this section. And whatever that green is, I can never remember what the green is. Anyway, she's coming along. Just, yeah, I really enjoy working on these 2 pieces, and which is good because, you know, I've still got another 2 years and 11 months to go. Then I was like, what else should I stitch on? So I picked up Remember Me by Teresa Kogut, and again, poor old ratty piece of paper. These days when I print charts that are going to have a little bit of time, I usually print them on card or I laminate them. But this is on 36 count weathered linen from number 12 Stitch Co. I love this fabric, and I'm using mostly the called for DMC with a couple of extras, an extra pink and a creamy colour, very, very pale peachy colour. Last time you saw this, I had finished all of the frame, all of the border. Wow, I got quite a lot done, including having to stitch half the alphabet twice because I got excited and missed the D out and got to the P on that uppercase row. Anyway, I'll show you the whole thing. There's where we're at. I got all of the bit in the middle done. I just have the house panel to do now. So just to show you some detail, that's the, when this you see Remember Me bit, got all that done. That was fun. And when I searched this alphabet, the uppercase alphabet, I got all the way to P, and then I realized the uppercase P, and I realized that I wasn't anywhere near the end. and it's because I had gone A, B, C, E, so I frogged all of that and stitched it twice, so yay me. But got the birds in, they were kind of fun, did them mostly, all those birds on Friday night, and that's where we're at. I love this so much, but it's going to be great to get it finished. So all I've got to do is the big ass house in the middle, and a big shrub and some bits and bobses. So here we go, big ass house, big shrub, I mean flowers, fence, tree, couple of doofers, job done. I love stitching houses, they're so methodical and go pretty quick. Although this is a patterned house, it has a, what do you call it? Like a, what's that design called? Not argyle. Oh, bloody hell, my mind's gone. Like your dad wore in the 1970s jumper. That pattern. I think my dad did anyway. So really happy with that. Quite a bit of progress on that. But it was pretty quick going because alphabet's quick. And then yesterday I was like, oh, I'm kind of conscious that coming up in August, September, I'm going to join Nerissa with a bunch of stash sampler starts, so samplers, and I have quite a few samplers that need some love. So good old Quinto Acuto, the pointed fifth, came out, my long dog sampler, that has been, yeah, I just haven't been stitching on it because I've been stitching on 947 other things. So pulled that out. This is being stitched on 36 count Edinburgh linen from Country Stitch in the colour Copper Beech. This is one of my favourite colours from Catherine, and I'm using Silks for You, which I'm using PR043, that's charcoal grey, PR181, which is a highly variegated autumnal coloured silk with grey in it, and then I'm using some of the silks from January 22 Silks of the Month, which are similar shades, and I'll show you where I'm at. I've just got the fabric folded. That's where I'm at. Last time you saw it, I'd finished all that bottom panel because that was what my focus had been, was getting all that bottom panel in. And this time I focus on getting the first couple, or the first arch finished, because it was only partially done. So I had, this panel was done, and that little row there was done, and I had the moose and the fish. I didn't have the water sprinkles. I had most of the tail. I had the flamingo and the hat, but not the flower. So I basically came up from about this. I filled in all of this. All of this is new. All of this is new. I stitched up from about here, so that most of that pill is new, and sort of apart from that bit there, all of that's new, and all the back stitching. So I got quite a lot done yesterday, and this morning I did some, what is it now? 9, I got up early, I woke up really early, I woke up at like 5, so I just got up and started stitching, and it's 9 o'clock, so I got like 3.5 hours in this morning, which was finishing this bit and all of that bit there. So yeah, there's the first the first full arch is done, and couldn't love it more. So all of the way I'm stitching this, apart from these little panels which have the multicolour, and I'll do a multicolour at the top. So I'll do a similar thing when I get up into these ones that are in relief. The inside diamondy bits will be similar to how I've stitched these ones. Here are these ones here, all the animals, except for back stitching. So all of the just animal cross stitches are getting in that amber colour, and then everything else is the charcoal. And this row will be the next shade down, because I've got 5 colours, so that'll be the next shade down, that'll be the next shade down, and at the top I don't know, I think I might only do 3 colours. The top might still be, because the next shade down is going to be a little bit light. So I think it'll just be 3 shades of that ambery colour, just go a little bit lighter. And yeah, I think the top ones will just be the charcoal, just where they, yeah, that's my plan anyway. Really happy to get finally that full arch done. Next up, obviously, finish the whale and get the ship done. And the way I'll work it now is I'll, finish the arch, and then get the support done. Finish the arch, get the support done. Finish the arch support, whatever. And then, yeah, I'm going to work all the way across, and then I will move up here and continue and just work it that way. Reverse typewriter or something, I don't know. So that is the stitching. So quite a lot of stitching. Really love picking that up again. Quite keen to keep chipping away on it. As you can see, when I give something 8 hours, I can get quite a lot done. So all I have to do is spend 8 hours a week on that and it will be finished in no time. So yeah, really happy to get that back out and work on a couple of those older whips. That is a leftover from 50 at 50. I want to say thanks to everybody for your comments. I do have some other things to show you if you want to hang around. Quite a few people, I think, because last week I showed you the 7 or 8 fractal birds that I intend to take to Christchurch this week and get hand over to Tanya at Art and Frame for framing. And then I think I had quite a few people sort of say, hey, we'd love to see all your finishes. And I'm like, holy heck, you know how many I have? And I guess I have shown you all of my finishes, including the ones that I have from the, pre coming back onto YouTube and stuff like that. But of course, not everyone's been around forever. I don't expect everybody to go back and watch 260 previous editions. I would say do check out my finish parades. I'm pretty sure I've done a finish parade every year. I always do it around New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. So if you did want to see all of my finishes since I've been doing FLOSSTUBE, you're welcome. So basically end of 2019, 2020, basically all the way through. I'm pretty sure I did a finish parade in 2019. Definitely from 2020 onwards, I have done a formal finish parade. So do go back if you want to have a look at all of my finishes, because it's a good way to catch up, really, if you don't want to go back and listen to the diatribe of the last 5 or something years. But that being said, I did think it's kind of nice to go through my finishes every now and then, and I thought, well, maybe over the next little while, if I've got time, I'll grab a handful of things out. I'll try and do it by theme, maybe. While I've got the iron out, give them a quick iron and share you with my finishes. That's not a sentence. So this time, as I reach over, I pulled out, I sort of went through and went, okay, I'll do monochromatic pieces, so, largely samplers. And then there were too many. So I thought, okay, I'll just do red ones. I'm about to kick off, join the 1 red thread a day next week. I decided I'll start that in April. That being said, I had mentioned that I was going to start a Bristol sampler. However, I remembered that I have a red Isabelle Vautier, is it? Yeah, I have an Isabelle Vautier chart that I've, work in progress whip, that I think I'm just going to pick that one up and do my 1 red thread a day in that one, because I, again, need to get progress on it. It's that really long one. So I'm going to put off the Bristol, and I'll probably start it as part of my stash sampler starts in August/September. And anyway, so because I'm about to kick off the red sample, I thought, why don't I show you the red things I've done? I haven't actually got that many, I haven't got any big red samplers. The Vautier one's going to be the first big one, and the Bristol will be the big one. I did find all my cards out of my box of what have you. So I'll just go in order that they're here. So first one that I've got was one of my 50 at 50. It was a start on the 15th of May, which was my stepmother's 76th birthday in 2022, and then I finished it the next day on the 16th of May. It's La Musique by Park Hopper Bart, 32 count platinum from Zweigart linen, and I used a Victorian Motto sampler shop thread, antique red. So yeah, it was a quick little project. I need to put that in the pile that goes back in the cupboard, and here it is here. It's in my to get framed basket. La musique. So music is the silence between the notes, a quote from Debussy apparently. And it's such a sweet little, I don't know, it's just such a cute little, you can see why it didn't take very long. And I really like that one, and it was just on a scrap of fabric with some floss. What's the next one that I've got? This one is a freebie that is, so you could probably find it if you look on the interwebs. It's called Free Bee Alphabet with Hair. Yeah, Freebie Alphabet with Hair from La Di Da. Mine's on 36 count. I've gone completely blank. Legacy Linen from Picture This Plus. This would have just been a scrap. And again, I have a lot of Victorian Motto from back in the day. A Victorian Motto sampler shop. This one was in Prim Red. This was another real quick one. Started 22nd of March 2020. Finished 23rd of March 2020. These tiny little start and finishes are so cute. So that's it there. It's a sweet, sweet little sampler. I'm going to get all these framed one day, but I'll get them, some of them I'll frame myself. I've got a couple coming up that should fit in like a 5x7. But when I get my Bristol finished, when my Isabel Vautier is finished and my Bristol sampler is finished, so probably a couple of years for that Bristol, then I'm going to get all my red samplers framed. So then I can do a instant red sampler collection. Oh, this one is, where's the card? This one is Flowers Uprising. It's a chart from Tinsel Cross Stitch on Etsy. And it is, I should show you the card. 40 count parchment from Country Stitch. Again, would have been just an offcut off of a larger piece. And this one is using Alarm Fire Belle Soie silk. That was a rack from my friend Judith. This was another 50 at 50. Started 6th of June 22 and finished at the end of October. And I loved stitching this. There are several designs very similar to this. I was very tempted to buy more and do more of them, but I'm like, no, one is enough at this stage anyway. Doesn't mean I won't buy another one, but I just love it. That's such a fun vertical stitch, like you stitch each of the panels up, and the Belle Soie is a dream to stitch with, and I love this so much. So yeah, that was that one. Then I've got a couple, I don't know why I've got that card, that doesn't make sense. Okay, I've got a couple from Amanda May McNaughton from Ardith Designs, Count the Cups and Count the Saucers. They're both on scraps of 32 count vintage country mocha from Zweigart, and again Victorian Motto sampler shop. Very prim red. I bought a bundle called the Fabulous Red Collection, I think in either end of 2019 or it might have been in 2020. 2020 is when Victorian Motto's I was a subscriber for a while, and I loved their linen and I loved their floss, but they went a bit weird and I don't know, customer service went down the tube, and then they changed their whole business model. I don't even know if they're selling anymore, but loved the product, didn't enjoy them as a business. But I had this collection, and I think the skeins were like 20 yards or 20 meters. There were heaps. So you get a huge skein, and they were one-off dies. So I think the reason she did big skeins was so you would have enough. And I got this fabulous red collection, which I think was 8 or 10 skeins of different antique reds. And they're just, I'm getting low now, but man, I've got some mileage out of that pack. It was pretty amazing. Anyway, so I stitched, I think, so the first one, Count the Cups, I started in May 2023 at Dunedin Retreat, and I started stitching it while I was away for Dunedin Retreat, but when I was staying with the lovely Fiona in her house, it was a big drama with my dear friend Christine couldn't host me because of the dreaded COVID, so at the last minute I was like, I need somewhere to stay, and the lovely Fiona let me into her home, which was a beautiful home, and she's a lovely lady. Anyway, I started it when I was sitting on the couch with her, and I finished it on the 10th of May after I got back from Dunedin. And then I started Count the Sources. That was a New Year's Eve start at Judith's house on the 31st of December 2023, and I finished it the end of January 2024. I cannot read that. I can read it now. Okay. It's too far away from my progressive lenses. Anyway, they're cute little design. These will definitely be able to frame myself. I just haven't even gone looking for frames. So here is Count the Cups. I just love alphabets, love samplers. It's quite a bit of, if you were to stitch this one, buy these, there is quite a bit of stitching off the, off center, is it? What am I trying to say? Some of the stitching if you were stitching Aida, you'd be splitting the thread. So if you're stitching it as charted, there's some of the back stitch. And I think a couple of other places where you, just having a wee look, there where you stitch, you kind of count, it's mostly the back stitch. I don't even remember what I'm talking about. It might even be the sources, that's more that case. But anyway, let's Count the Cups. It's a quick little stitch and love it. I'm always going to say I love it. There are a few things I've stitched that I don't love, but I love these. And then this is Count the Sources, and I love the fact that it's got like flying sources as well. How Jetsons are these? And some of the back stitch, the black work that's in these sources and cups, that's sort of, you're splitting the thread, and these little stars, you would be splitting the thread on Aida as well. Like essentially when you got your 4 squares of linen, they're going into the middle. So I think they're adorable. So they're a lovely little matchy pair, and I need to get them framed one day. And then the next one, I only got 2 more. This one is was another 50 at 50. Man, I went into the red samplers that year. Alexander's Clock by Couleur Tourterelle. I feel like this was, I don't know if this was free or not. I feel like they usually write on when it's free. But this is on 36 count Aspen linen from Weeks Dye Works. And it was start 21st of August, finish 27th August. So not a tiny sampler, but still very doable. It's a very open sampler. I changed mine a little bit. This is a reproduction, so that's mine. What did I change? I made a few things symmetrical. The clock in the chart wasn't symmetrical, and I think actually those candlesticks aren't even symmetrical. What? There you go. That annoys me now. Did I say what it was a Victorian Motto shop, Victorian Motto Holiday Red. I'm probably going to change this because I just held it up and the candlesticks aren't symmetrical. The one on the left has an extra couple of rows. 1, 2, yeah, it has, and I can just see it, it stands out like dog's balls for me, so I'm going to change it. Has a little couple rows there, and I can see it, but the clock was sort of also really weird, and I changed it just so that I just tweaked it a little bit, so just changed it enough to make it not annoy me. But those candlesticks, just looking at it now, I'm like, one could be like 6 feet tall and the other, it looks so disparate. It'll take 2 minutes to stitch that, so I do have some holiday red still, so I will fix that up. But anyway, yay for handing. Probably if I'd just gone and framed it, I wouldn't have even looked at that, so I recommend looking at stuff on the tally. And then finally, the last but not least, this one is just a red sampler. I think it's a dodgy pattern. I should have known better when I looked it up, but I just went looking for free red sampler, and it was probably like a scanned copy or whatever. So sorry about that. I couldn't find it legitimately, so it'll be fine. So yeah, red sampler, unknown, and it is on white linen. It's on essentially 55 count, but it isn't square, so it measured up to be about 56 by 60 count linen, and it was a rack from Judith way back in 2020. So I gave it a go, and then I used Gutermann cotton thread in the color 2074 and an extra pair of reading glasses on top. I took my time with it. I started it on the 18th of October, and then I put it down, then I didn't pick it up for ages. Then I gave it a good hard crack and finished it in 2021, and then I have FFO'd this one. So a little secondhand frame, complete with dust. I also before I framed it, it was very, very stark white, and I don't love stark white. So this one, after it had been stitched, I put it through a coffee dye or a tea dye, some kind of dye, just that, and just gave it a vintagey look. So because it is 50, because it's not even, my roosters are a little skinny. So if you were stitching this on actual square linen, it would be a little wider. That being said, it fit perfectly in this little frame because it is tall and skinny. So tiny little stitches. Any personalizations would have been just because it's tiny and I miscounted, not because I chose to. Love the little Gothic alphabet, and just got my initials and the year I finished it up there. Sweet little church. Yeah, I love those little roosters. I always think of Chanticleer when the story from the Canterbury Tales by Chaucer. I always think of Chanticleer whenever I see a rooster. So this is my Chanticleer, even though there were two. Anyway, yay. So that is a little walk through my red work, my red samplers. I have got they're the ones that are all monochromatic. I don't know. Let me know if you want me to carry on. I'll just do it anyway. Who cares? It's again, I'll pull a theme. It might be houses. It might be Plum Street. It might be fancy ladies. It might be two or three color palettes. I've got a few other monochromatics that are not red. It might be that. Might be Gothic sort of style. Who knows? We'll see. We work our way through and see how we can theme stuff up to just give a bit of show and tell at the end. Why not? Okay, I'm going to go now. Thanks in advance for your lovely comments, and I wish you all well, and might not see you next week. I don't know. We'll just play it by ear. Family stuff, but if I can squeeze something in, I will. And yeah, as always, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.